What I wish I knew before I started a YouTube channel is that no matter what you do or how hard you try, that if it's not your time, it's just not your time. And applying all the skills taught by channel makers, your channel still may not grow. Going viral could be your big break, maybe, but that big break is not going to come until it's your time. Welcome to my channel. I am Fronten'a, and today I am going to be reading you my audio blog titled, What I Wish I Knew Before I Started a YouTube Channel. For the written version of this blog, you can visit me on my website. The link will be listed below. Now, let's get into this audio blog. Chapter 1. I did all the things and still nothing. I published my first YouTube video on July the 14th of 2001, which is just over a year ago. I have since posted 76 videos. I started this journey knowing absolutely nothing about what it takes to start a YouTube channel, then how to grow that YouTube channel. I didn't have a camera, a microphone, or any of the gear I needed to get me started. I didn't even know what I needed, to be honest. So before I dove in head first, I studied for months before I published my first video. My journey actually started November the 28th of 2020, which is only 3 months shy of 2 years ago. For the past 2 years, I have been taking online courses, studying all of the top YouTube channels that specialize in helping new YouTubers get started. I have purchased countless webinars and masterclasses. I subscribe to both TubeBuddy and vidIQ. I purchased an annual plan for Skillshare and took a number of classes. And the list of ways that I studied goes on and on. I applied all the tips and tools that I learned from said purchases / educational channels. I have done all the things and nothing. I have posted every single week since July, with the exception of 3 weeks where I didn't because I was mourning the sudden death of my brother. And nothing. I have skilled up. I have gotten better gear in editing, better sound, better tips on how to do things, and nothing. I am at 118 subscribers, gaining maybe 1 or 2 new subs per month. And even with studying and applying all of the optimization tools, I still get nothing. I changed my video format. I changed the way that I did my CTA, and nothing has worked. Now, I say all this to say that although I did need most of that education, a lot of it was a waste of money and time. Now, I know no one told me to purchase all of those educational tools. But when you follow the teachings of one channel maker and they tell you, you gotta sign up with me to learn how to fill in the blank. And then another channel maker that you follow and they tell you, oh, but make sure you take my masterclass so you can learn how to fill in the blank. And as a new creator, you don't actually know what you actually need or what you should be signing up for or what you can skip. But first, a quick message from our sponsors. Have you ever been minding your own business, living your best life, and out of nowhere, catch a whiff of something? Something nasty? Yeah, that's you. But not to worry. All you have to do is give one quick swipe wherever you find funk, and poof, problem solved. Psych, y'all, I'm just playing. I ain't got no sponsors. Well, not yet. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Now I'm clowning, but for real though, before we go into this next chapter, can y'all do me a favor and subscribe? Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Go ahead. Subscribe. 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 Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please. Why aren't you subscribing? Huh? Please subscribe. Oh, and I know I just asked you for a favor, but can you also give me one more little thing? I won't bother you again. Just a quick thumbs up. Okay? Thanks. Now, let's get back into this audio blog. Chapter 2. What I wish I knew before I started my YouTube channel. If you follow multiple channel makers and purchase the things that they are selling that promises to get you to the next level, because you trust them, all of them, and you want to learn from the best and do what they teach, before you know it, you're hundreds of dollars invested in education and still with no results. I wish that while these channel makers are pushing do this and do that, buy this course masterclass and subscribe to this and that, I wish that they would be honest about the fact that even if you do all the things, there still is a chance that your channel just won't grow. I wish that there was more emphasis on the fact that this journey is going to be emotionally taxing, that there are going to be times that you feel like a failure. See, what no one tells you about starting a YouTube channel is that there are going to be times that you just want to quit. And not wanting to quit because of like burnout, like they say, but wanting to quit because continuing on makes you feel like it will mentally break you. See, the truth is, you can do everything that you were taught, but if it's not your time, it's just not your time. So if I could go back to the beginning of this journey, what I wish I knew before I started a YouTube channel is, you can do all the things you were taught, but if God says it's not your time, then it's not your time. I've taken so many community post surveys from different channel makers asking, what do you want to see them teach us next? And I've replied to every single one that I've seen. And I have said many times in those posts that it would be amazing if these channel makers would address the emotional side of being a creator. Give us all the reasons why starting a YouTube channel is hard. Because honestly, the emotional side of this journey has been far worse than any of the other aspects of starting a YouTube channel in 2022. It's not my time yet, and I have to accept that. But these channel makers need to talk about the dark side of starting a YouTube channel and not just sell the dream of what could be. They need to be addressing the mental health aspects of starting a YouTube channel and the things we can do to remain in good mental health. I'm going to go off script just a bit. I literally have subscribed to so many different YouTube channels that help new creators start their channel, grow their channel, and keep their channel thriving. I've learned all about SEO and, oh my God, the level of things that I've learned. I couldn't even say it all here if I tried. I've heard about burnout. You know, posting too many videos a week can get you to burn out. But I don't feel burnt out from that. Even on the weeks where I've posted 3 or 4 videos, and I also have a website and I'm constantly posting there and doing things on I never feel burnt out from the work. I feel burnt out from the lack of response to the hard work. I feel burnt out from the lack of reward from the hard work. I have invested thousands of dollars at this point in gear and materials and all of these different things. But a lot of the bulk of the money that I've invested was coming from YouTube education, Skillshare memberships, and master classes, and all of these different things that everybody keeps saying, you need to do this. And what these new channel makers, or what these channel makers, don't understand, as a new YouTuber or a new content creator, if you have 10 specialists telling you you need whatever it is they're pushing, how do we as new creators know which part of that we need and which part of that we don't? Joe Blow is selling this masterclass, and that's the one we really need to take, but John Doe is selling one and we can skip that. We don't know. So we're sitting here buying all of this education, signing up for all of this stuff to learn to be the best, and it doesn't always work like that. Now, if I could go back and unsubscribe to a lot of that subscription plans that I signed up for, and, unsubscribe from master classes and courses that I've taken, yeah, I probably would do a little bit. But what might have made this journey a little bit easier to do is if right from the beginning, every channel maker got on the same page about what is actually the education that you need. What is actually the education you can skip? I keep hearing about, just press record. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need a fancy microphone. You don't need fancy lighting. We started our first channels with, a flip phone and a flashlight in my mom's bathroom. And, look at where we are today. Great. That's great. That's great to know that even if you start from humble beginnings, you can really get to the next level. Great. But can you guys also kind of get together and talk about what information and education we also don't need? Hey, listen, if you get this Skillshare course, because I have a discount code in the description box, you need to take this Skillshare class. It's amazing. It's this, it's that. Okay, well, maybe don't push Skillshare so much if you're also pushing a masterclass and this course and that course, when so much of this can be found for free on YouTube. I get that for every channel maker that I follow, this is a business. And at the end of the day, profits are going to overcome and be more important than any and every other aspect of this journey. I get it. Because honestly, although I'm here to help, I have a mental health channel. My channel is all about teaching people how to have better control over their mental health, destroying the stigma around mental health, especially in the African American community, and how to set boundaries that really improve your life. I was going to do this even if I never ever get to the point where this can be a business for me, because my website is actually doing really good. Even if YouTube never takes off for me, I'll still do this, because at the end of the day, there was a mission that I had in mind. I did go into this wanting to make this be a career for me, but moreover, I went into this wanting to help. So at the end of the day, I may never get monetized. Will I keep doing this? Yes. Will I keep doing it at the level that I'm doing it? Probably not. But I say all that to say, channel makers are so focused on, quote unquote, helping new creators get started. Well, can you guys strip down and give us the raw? Can you guys all sit together and have a powwow and decide this is what they really need? This is what education they can skip. This is what they should buy. They can skip that. Like, for instance, I had at one point, because I have had so many different channel makers subscribe so much different stuff to me. I don't know where my list of subscriptions is now that I was keeping for income tax time, assuming that I was profitable this year. But off the top of my head, I have a Canva. Well, I'll start with what I had, because I canceled a lot of these subscriptions. I had a Canva, a PicMonkey, an Epidemic Sound, a Clipstock, The Skillshare. Oh my God, what else did I have? So many courses, master classes. Shoot. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay, Storyblocks, TubeBuddy, vidIQ. Okay, my website, I'm not going to include in that. All kind of different photo and video editors. Oh, Placeit. The rest of these are like video and picture editors. I had subscribed to all of that in the beginning because different channel makers swore by the fact that you need to have Storyblocks. No, you need to have Clipstock. Oh, no, you need to have TubeBuddy. Oh, no, you need to have vidIQ. Oh, no, you need to have this, that, and the other. Most new YouTube creators are following multiple channel makers. I know you guys know that because you collaborate. When you're all pushing something different, for the new person coming in, like now I have Canva, Epidemic Sound, and Clipstock. Clipstock, once that expires, I'm not going to renew it. The only one that I really needed, honestly, was Canva. Canva is the GOAT. Canva is that girl. Everything else, I don't use anymore. I canceled PicMonkey. I've canceled, oh my gosh, Skillshare. I didn't renew for another year. Basically, when I'm looking at my list, the only one that I plan to renew at the end of the year is Canva and Epidemic Sound. Those are the two things that I think a new creator needs. You don't need the rest of this crap. Okay, the rest of this crap is just crap. You don't need it. I use Canva and I'm not affiliated with Canva. I got like 7 subscribers, okay? They're not sponsoring me. I'm just wanting to really give new creators the real tea. The real tea is Canva is that girl. Canva, honestly, even has music. I like Epidemic Sound because I get a lot of different varieties and of different things. I'll only be renewing that just because Canva's music inventory is not as big as some of their other options. But for an overall cool workflow, Canva is that girl. You don't need nothing else. And it just frustrates me because like I said, you have so many different channel makers pushing different things, pushing different agendas. Y'all got to get together. And in my thumbnail, I posted all the ones that I follow. There's like 1 or 2 more that I started following later in my journey, but I didn't include them because I didn't really, they just kind of doubled down on what I had already learned. There was no reason for me to continue following them as close, so I don't follow those other channels anymore. But these are the channels, the ones that I posted in my thumbnail are the guys that I religiously swore by. If they say I need something, I need it. Even if it, like Clipstock and, what was the other one? Clipstock and Storyblocks. They're the same thing. But as a new YouTube creator, I did not know that. So I had both. These are not inexpensive subscriptions. I want to say Storyblocks is like $200 or $300 a year. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Clipstock is like $180 a year. I was subscribing to these things because y'all told me I needed that. I don't need both of them. Honestly, I don't need either of them. My whole thing is, if you all are really trying to get started, I would say pick a YouTube channel maker, maybe pick 2, and that's it. Because they're teaching so much different education. They're pushing so many different subscriptions and classes and courses, and you got to get in my masterclass. Oh, don't forget to sign up for my masterclass. Oh, I can teach you how to get 700 subscribers in 14 minutes. Or if you want to get 10,000 subscribers by next week, do this. We have to pay for all of this stuff. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm investing in my future, in the future of my children. I have a health situation where the job that I once did, I'm probably not going to be able to go back to and do. So I'm trying to think of what is going to be next for my future. Okay, so this to me, you got to spend money to make money. That, it just is what it is. But while you all are pushing, you can just use the iPhone that you have and don't worry about it. Your first 100 videos are going to be garbage, but also keep leveling up. But also don't worry about it. But also make sure your audio sounds good. But also don't worry about it because my first ones were filmed in, Disneyland's bathroom basement. But also make sure that your lighting is good. But also don't worry about it. But also, you guys got to get on one accord and decide who's going to say what, who's going to be the front of which piece. Like, pick a person at the head that's going to talk about cameras. They're going to be the only ones that are going to say, hey, we all got together and we all decided. You can teach it all on your different channels, but maybe teach the same things all on your same channels. I don't want to have to subscribe to TubeBuddy and vidIQ. I don't need both. Honestly, I don't need either one because neither one of them have helped me do anything. And that's a fact. I've already unsubscribed to vidIQ. I'm not going to resubscribe to TubeBuddy at the end of this subscription. I will say that vidIQ, I believe it is, one thing I do like is they celebrate all your little small milestones. They give you an email when you log into your stuff. You can see it there like, hey, congratulations. You posted 70 videos or you got your first 100 subscribers or whatever the case may be. I do appreciate that, letting me celebrate the small wins. But I don't want to have to pay you $80 a year for you to give me that. I use all of the tools that they say to use. It hasn't changed my outlook whatsoever. It hasn't changed anything for my channel whatsoever. So, in all this, new YouTube creators, again, what I wish I knew before I started my YouTube channel, especially in 2022, the cost is high, things are high, gas is high. It costs $19,000 to get a bag of chicken legs. I get it, it's expensive. Instead of them telling you, you don't need to buy expensive equipment, just buy my courses, you don't need to buy any of that stuff. YouTube offers everything that I've learned so far. I pretty much have learned for free. Skillshare didn't teach me anything, to be honest with you. There's such long classes and Skillshare is useless. I didn't find Skillshare to be helpful. You don't need a whole bunch of tools. If you're going to invest in anything, I swear on everything that I love, I would 100% hands down. Canva is the only thing you need. Canva. They say you can film with your iPhone or whatever phone you have. Yeah, that's cute and that's great. But we all know that when we go to somebody's YouTube channel, even now they are right about the audio versus the video quality. The audio is always going to be most important. I've invested a lot of money in trying to change out my audio. I'm using a brand spanking new mic that I have right now. That being said, you do need to invest in good camera equipment and you do need to invest in good audio equipment. I would say right from the beginning, I'm going against what all the specialists say because to me, it just feels like they're pushing save your money on equipment and instead buy courses and master classes. You don't need to buy any of that education. It's on the internet for free. It's on YouTube for free. It's everywhere for free. You don't need to pay to learn how to do so much of what it is you're going to need to learn. But you do want to invest in something that's going to make your workflow a little bit easier. For instance, I don't have, the Mac that everybody talks about. I haven't invested yet in a really good computer. If I could have gone back, I would have not bought my camera right now. And I just have the Canon EOS, the M50. Now, I say I just have, but that was still an $800 camera. But I would have rather have spent that money on buying a really good editing laptop, desktop, whatever it is you're into. I would have rather have spent my money on that. That is way more important than my camera, especially since I have niched down into a faceless channel. I didn't even need an expensive camera. I didn't even need it. But if you're going to be in front of the camera, I would say camera equipment, lighting, audio is important. Paying for all this education and stuff, girl, don't do it. Paying for all these subscriptions, girl, do not do it. Don't do none of this. Don't get suckered into all of this. Now, again, I have major respect for all of the channel makers. Like, I really feel like I've learned so much from them. I will forever. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave the links to all those channels that are in my thumbnail that I'm talking about. I'll leave their links in the description box below. Amazing content from every single solitary person. But again, at the end of the day, this is still a business. So they're still going to be pushing a certain agenda. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a new content creator that's coming into, I've already hit my first year mark on YouTube. I hit my second year mark in my website and owning my business. I can assure you, you don't need any of that education. It's pointless, it's expensive, and you're not going to use it. You don't need it. You can get it off of YouTube for free. Save that money and spend it on something that's going to make your workflow more streamlined. Get some good editing software. Get yourself a good solid computer. Get good solid, invest that money in secure, good, solid, like external hard drive. I have lost so much data in buying these cheap external hard drives that crashed in, videos that were taking me 3 or 4 weeks worth of stuff to do. Everything that I had worked on gone. Lost so much data. I would have rather spent, instead of spending, $200 for Skillshare, I would have rather bought a $200 external hard drive. I think in Skillshare, I took 20 classes maybe, and I never would finish them because I'm just like, okay, what you're saying, I already learned on YouTube for free. What you're teaching, Joe Blow on YouTube is teaching this same information, but goes into more detail for free. Like, girl, listen, you don't need all of this. I promise you, you don't. Invest in something that's going to make your workflow more simple, more streamlined. If you're in front of the camera, do not let them tell you your little bootleg camera, unless you have one of these new $17 million iPhones that have these amazing cameras. You do need a good camera, because we all know as a YouTube viewer, when we click on somebody's video and it's janky, we're not interested in what you have to say. It's janky. The quality is grainy. The quality is janky. Your audio is weird. Your audio is janky. I can barely see you because your lighting is janky. Invest in that stuff. I'm going to go against everything that they are saying. Invest there. Invest there. Invest there. You don't need courses. You don't need master classes. You don't need any of that stuff. Oh, we're going to have this, and we get to come into my private Facebook group and da-da. You don't need that. You really don't need that. You don't. You don't. You really don't. Get you a Canva subscription. Get you a music subscription, because YouTube's free music stuff is janky. They'll tell you, oh, you can get it free on YouTube. No, you can't. Not really. It's janky. The quality, the amount of options available are slim to none. Apparently, I haven't had this problem, because I very quickly went ahead and got an Epidemic Sound. I had a free trial from one of these channel makers, and I loved it. And I just went ahead and subscribed and went on with my life. But I had a hard time finding what I wanted. And apparently, you have some artists that are letting YouTube license their music for free, and then later on going back and saying, no, I want to charge now. And so you have videos up that are being flagged from 2 years ago, because now the artist doesn't want to license it for free anymore. But now your video is 2 years old. Now you got to go back and take that down. Again, I'm not pushing Epidemic Sound. I'm not in any way affiliated with them. I don't have no kind of link or nothing. I don't have any of that. But I'm just saying that I know that with Epidemic Sound, even if I cancel my membership with them, whatever music I have, I own. It's mine. I can still use it. It's fine. I'm not going to get any type of, well, at least for this channel, because I just learned that another long story short, but at least for the original channel that I purchased the subscription for, once I've used that song for my video, I don't have to worry about it being a copyright issue later on. So I wouldn't use YouTube's free music channel. If you're going to spend money somewhere, invest in one of these music subscriptions. There's a ton of them. I happen to like Epidemic Sound, although I think that there is a lot Epidemic Sound could be doing better, but it is what it is. If you're going to pick one, I mean, they're all pretty much the same, I would think, because when I'm listening to YouTube, almost all of the channels that I watch, not the channel makers, but the channels that I actually watch as a viewer and, you know, just enjoying their content, they have a lot of the same songs in their library that I have in mine. So we're using the same, you know, epidemic sound, or all of these music channels have the same stuff. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I think that is my biggest concerns there. I just really wanted to be honest because, like I said, I feel like, yeah, a lot of what I learned was something I needed to learn, but one of the biggest pieces that I think I needed, which was the emotional aspect of it, or the mental health effect aspect of it, I didn't hear about anybody talking about that. And again, it's challenging. You know, you work for, you know, there's videos that it took me a month to make, and to get it up and to be so proud of what it looks like and how it turned out. And it's like, oh man, this is beautiful. I did a great job. And I got 9 views. And to have that happen time after time after time, even though you applied all of the things they told you to apply, that can be very, very damaging to your mental health. It can be really, really damaging to your self-esteem and your self-worth, especially when, you know, the fact is that social media, you know, content creators, all of that stuff is all really focused on numbers. And, you know, when you look at somebody's channel and they've got, you know, 12 videos, 8 of them are super janky, or for me, and this is no hate to reaction channels, but it frustrates me when I see someone just reacting to someone else's original content, and that having them have, you know, crazy numbers when you are actually the one creating content for someone else to react to. And the person who's reacting to the content has, you know, 275,000 views, but the original content has, you know, 112. Oh, that blows my mind. But that's just a part of this, and I get that. But it would be nice for someone to have addressed that going into it. Hey girl, listen, you gonna see some stuff, it's gonna irritate you. You know, you gonna see Joe Blow respond to Tina Turner's new video, and Tina Turner's video got, you know, 1,400 views, but Joe Blow's got 14 million, and you got to mentally prepare for that. Like, let's talk about the other side too. I don't want to just hear about how great life can be, and if I just keep going and I just press record and I just do all of those stuff, that's great. That's great and all. A little bit of that, fine, sprinkle that in, but also give me the real, like, hey girl, you can do all of this stuff. You can just press record. You can get better. You can level up your skills. You can level up everything, and you still might not blow up until God says it's your time. If it ain't your time, it ain't your time. You can do all the things in the world. Somebody can post one video and blow up overnight. Somebody else can post 1,000 videos and still only have 400 subscribers. It's all about when it's your time, it's your time. What God has for you is for you. But buying all of this stuff really ain't gonna make that difference there. It's really just not. We got to start talking about the real tea when it comes to creating content, because y'all are selling a dream, and that's great and that's fine. But before you hit to that dream level, there's a nightmare process that you have to kind of go through for most of us. Let's talk more about the nightmare. Let's talk more about that kind of stuff. Give me the real so I can go on. Luckily for me, even when I have my down spots, I'm kind of in a downturn right now that I'm coming out of. I still know that my why isn't about the money. My website can be the piece that helps my future and helps my family and helps me make this a full-time thing. My website is my focus for that. I will still use YouTube as a way, even with my content. That could be another reason why my channel grows slow, because I talk about things that YouTube doesn't like to let people talk about. I talk about mental health issues. I mean, I share my stories of suicide attempts and dark sides of human emotion. I share it. And so I could very much be getting suppressed because YouTube I'm not really what they call advertiser friendly. It could very well be. I'm still going to keep preaching my message regardless, because I think my message is important enough that it's going to save lives. So I'm not going to stop talking about what I'm talking about, even if it means that I'll never get monetized because I'm talking about that tough content. I'll do that anyway. But I really just want you channel makers to understand that You can't just sell the dream, because eventually when people don't start to get the dream, we will lose faith, we will lose hope, and we will want to quit. We need to know about all the other hard times. I look up a lot of times, like I was YouTubing, especially when I was in my rougher times, like, you know, how does a YouTuber keep going when their channel is floundering, or when their video flop that they just post? There's no content on that. Why is nobody talking about that? Hey girl, look, this video is amazing. The editing is on point. What you're talking about is great, but it might flop. And if it does, this is what you do. This is how I got through it. This is how I got over it. This is what kept me going to make the next video. This is what, like, let's talk about that stuff, because that stuff to me, as a new creator, is more important than the other stuff. Because while you're pushing SEO and all this other stuff to get my videos seen, none of that's going to matter if I give up after 10 videos, because I've put so much money and production value into a video and it got 7 views. Talk about how that makes a person feel and what they can do, not to make the video better, not to make a better thumbnail, not to make a better title, but just to say, it's all right, girl. We've all been there. When I had this one video, I had worked, you know, I did this, that, and the third, and it flopped. And it really put me in a really dark space. It made me sad. It made me feel whatever it made you feel. Talk about those stories. I don't want to keep hearing about, oh, Tom Jenkins joined my masterclass and now I look at his channel and he's got 700,000 subscribers. Great for Tom Jenkins. But Tom Jenkins is probably a 1 or a 2 off. Give us the other side of the YouTube. And so that's my message to the channel makers, to new YouTubers, new content creators. This is an emotionally rough journey. The waves, ooh, they're big. The road is rocky. It's an uphill battle on girl, it's a lot. I would say focus on your why. If your why is because you want to make this a business, really, really determine and decide how much money you want to invest in this, because child, it could get expensive. And then tell yourself, I'm going to give myself a $10,000 max budget for a year. If things don't change within that year, you might want to reconsider doing things differently. I'm not going to say, girl, kids, keep going, because who knows? Like I said, everybody's not guaranteed to blow up on YouTube. They can tell you that all day long. If you just keep going, eventually. Okay, well, what if eventually is 7 years and I done put myself in a hole because I don't have no more money because I've invested too much waiting for it to happen? I would say set realistic expectations. My why is to help people. Whatever monies I've invested thus far was worth it, because if I can get one person to seek mental health help, treatment for their mental health, and I could save one life, then whatever I've spent was worth that. If I can get the Black community to stop acting like depression is the devil and it's a curse and it's all of these stupid things. If I'm able to teach, a small little portion of the Black community, that's not true. That's all lies. Then everything that I've invested into this, my time and my money, because I've spent thousands of hours at this point in YouTube alone, just in learning YouTube and doing YouTube, creating content on YouTube, studying YouTube. But all of that is worth it if I never make a dollar, because if I was able to save a life, then I did what I came to do. Focus on your why. Don't focus on a niche. Don't focus on none of that stuff right now. That stuff is not as important as, girl, do you really want to do this? Because if you do, here's what you're going to face. Prepare yourself for this. Prepare yourself for that. Really decide if you can afford certain things. Yes, you can just, press record. That's great. But like I said, everybody know. Ain't nobody watching no janky videos. Recording does let you get better. My editing skills today from what they were, wildly crazy. Even just speaking off script right now. I don't ever talk off script because usually I'm an imbecile. I'm stuttering and talking about chicken wings and nail polish for no apparent reason. So therefore, I like to script out my stuff. I wouldn't have been able to speak this freely a year ago. Absolutely, creating more content is going to make you get better with time. I get all of that. But I also get that this is not easy. And it might not come easy for a lot of people. And there's a mental health aspect of this. And I'm just hoping that my little video, these content, these channel makers, will see, hey, you guys have big influence on very small micro channels, micro YouTubers, brand spanking new YouTubers, whatever you call us these days. You have big influence on the way we approach this journey, the way we see this journey, the way we continue on in this journey. Let's pull some human aspect into this, because it is not all ice cubes and roller coasters. It is tough days. It is hard work for little to no return. Like they used to, the return on investment. Well, my return on investment is I'm in the whole $17 million if I'm looking for the return on my investment at this point. My investment in time and in money, I am big time in the hole. But if I've saved a life, well then I did what I came to do. That's my why. That's why I'm going to keep going, despite the fact that my channel doesn't seem to very much respond at this point. I'm not saying that it won't. I feel like when it's my time, and not even that I know that when it's my time, it'll be my time. God determines that. And I have to prepare myself to say that it might not be for 10 years. These are the things that I wish these channel makers would talk about. And those are the things that I wish I knew, when I started a YouTube channel, especially, like I said, in 2022. These are the things I wish I had known. So I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I done ran my mouth for long enough. This is supposed to be a quick little 2-chapter video, which for me is like a 5-minute video. Here we are, about 50 minutes in. And also, I know that my channel doesn't do well when I have long videos. So that's another whole thing, but it's fine. This message needed to be said. So, if I can help one brand new YouTuber understand that, girl, it ain't easy, but hey, we've all been there. Come talk to me. I can tell you how I pushed through on the days where I worked for a month on a video. A month on a video that on that janky external hard drive that I bought crashed. And then I had to redo a whole month's worth of videos. And I think, even though it was actually a really good video for me, I want to say that video is somewhere around 700 views right now. And the only videos that do good on my channel are when I talk about the Kardashians, or when I talk about any other celebrity stuff. But I'm not a celebrity gossip channel. I could shift my whole mission and start making videos about the Kardashians all day and blow up. That's not my why. I'm not here to talk about the Kardashians. And even the videos that I made about them wasn't about like, girl, let me tell you, these girls, it was more about, there's a lesson to be learned in this thing that this Kardashian did, or there was a lesson to be learned in what Travis Scott's situation did. I'm going to give you the lesson. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not no gossip channel. But I could have completely pivoted my channel, especially when I had momentum on one of my other Kardashian videos, and I probably would already be monetized. But that's not my why. And so when they're telling you, oh, niche down, and when you get a little bit, start make videos for, that the people want to see. Well, great. But if I'm making videos that the people wanted to see, but I came here with the mission of helping people, then it's no longer a passion. It's no longer something I want to do. It has become now a job, because I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm doing what people want to do, what people want me to do, I should say. And talking about Kardashians all day long ain't gonna change no lives. People do this all day long. It ain't gonna change. It's not gonna help nobody. So, yeah, I guess you can niche down. I mean, apparently, supposedly it works, but I've been talking about mental health stuff. I have, I think, 80 videos at this point, and 5 of them may not be about mental health. It's like 3 are about the Kardashians, and like 1 or 2 was about Travis Scott, that situation from long ago. I've been consistently a mental health channel. I've been consistently a channel about teaching you how to set boundaries that help your mental health. Yet and still, niching down didn't help me. I'm just telling you all of these things that, listen, boo, everything that worked for them may not work for you, and you got to be prepared for that. And you got to keep your why in mind. Don't let nobody tell you to switch up where you're going and go another direction because this is the niche that's blowing up for you. Why? Why do you want to talk about the Kardashians all day long? I'd rather tell you about what helped me get through a suicide attempt. I'd rather tell you about how I got out of my darkest place of depression. I'd rather tell you about how I learned how to get through one-sided friendships, and how I've used boundaries to help me not have dealt my toxic mother. And I'd rather talk to y'all about that. Courtney and Chloe and who she having babies with, yeah, okay, whatever. But there's no lesson in that. And I'm not going to waste my time telling y'all that. So anyways, I'm going to go for real because like I said, now I'm at 2 hours and 97 minutes. And at this point, my click-through rate is going to be 12.1.2.7 fraction carry to 1% at this point. So anyways, I don't know if you was able to learn anything from that, but that's just where I'm at with it. I'm going to go ahead and go for real. I keep saying I'm going to go, and then I'll be like, dang, I really want to say this, but I'll say it another time because this video is already too long. Just please be mindful of how you guys allow others to handle you and forgive yourself for how you've handled you. Also, please consider becoming a part of my village. Girl, we lit over here. I keep it real over here. We talk about all the things over here, and mental health is at the top priority of that and setting boundaries, okay? Ain't nothing better in life than having peace, and you get peace when you set boundaries because peace exists any place where boundaries exist, okay? Consider joining my village. I think you'll like it here. Until next time. Since you're already here, you might as well watch another video. I'll just put it right here for you. It's right here. It's just one little click. Go ahead. So we can be together longer, okay? All right, I'll see you in the next one.